Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm sitting here on my porch, just sitting here with Mrs. Say hi.
Hi.
And she's not. She has got me a new Milwaukee cooler and she's checking out everything. So anyways, I thought I had a couple of comments in my last video that I would address. And I told you I was having some back issues. And it actually turns out, unlike a lot of people, with my job and everything, I actually went out and got the shot for the COVID-19, my very first one. And if you guys have heard any side effects on those, you know that you get muscle aches and stuff like that, whatnot.
Headaches.
Muscle aches, headaches. My left arm was absolutely killing me the afternoon afterwards. And that's what was causing my sore back. And here afterwards, it's tight, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. So thank you guys for all your concerns and everything else. I really do appreciate it. The height of the splitter, I did see that in a couple of comments. Sorry.
That's
Get rid of that thing. Does nothing good for you. But back is doing a lot better. So thank you. We've done some changes on the splitter, the positioning of it and whatnot, just to move it closer to the wood pile and whatnot. So for me, it's a good height. We have started running that thing full throttle, and it does do it a lot faster. So that has actually helped out. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot easier on the pump, so which means it should last a lot longer. Sorry guys. But something else I had wanted to talk to you about was dealer support. A couple weeks ago, we did our first mow. We have 3 acres, and a couple of years ago, all I was using was a little 50-inch Simplicity Landlord DLX. Absolutely loved that mower. And as you guys know, all I own now is Simplicities. A couple of Sovereigns, a Wonder Boy, whatnot. And so I went to hop on my 3-year-old Simplicity Courier. Sorry, can't think of the name. And last year I actually took it into the dealer here in New Haven. It's not Proline, it's another Simplicity dealer here. I took it in because it's, my dumb ass wasn't even thinking. It was like it was running out of fuel, and it was too new to actually use up a fuel filter or gum up the carburetor, anything like that. You guys have seen my video where I serviced my dad's mower. That was a Simplicity Courier also, but that's only a 42-inch. I got myself a 48-inch. And that's the only difference in between them. Is his is a 42, mine's a 48. And Sadie just ran in the front yard. So,
somebody's here.
but anyways, getting back to my story, I took it in. And got it back, and I didn't think it ran right at very first, but I mean, it was fall, all the mowing was done, and I just parked it in the barn and unhooked the battery, and that was it. So this spring I went to mow, and I made one pass down my driveway, and it started doing the exact same thing all over again. So when it went in last fall, he thought he fixed it, but he didn't. So, and I've told you guys this in the past, the only reason I take stuff in to a dealer is because I don't have the time. FedEx or Amazon was here. Sorry.
Good girls. Come on.
Looks like Amazon.
Come on, Max.
So it got me kind of frustrated because if I'm going to pay a dealer to do a job and they don't do it,
Come here.
it, sorry guys, but kind of pisses me off. Well, it turns out what it was a dirty fuel filter, and I don't know where it came from because I do my best to take care of my cans, keep them in a clean element and whatnot. So I dug into it myself. I talked to my dad. He's been a mechanic for years, and we've talked about that before. And sorry, Melissa's talking to the dogs. So I talked to him a little bit about it. I talked to the dealer a little bit about it, and everybody agreed that it was another fuel filter. I'm like, what is up with that? So I replaced the fuel filter, and I even went a little bit farther that the dealer should have, and he didn't. I drained all the old gas. I took the entire fuel tank out. I cleaned it. Well, the only way to drain that tank is to take out the fuel gauge. Well, there's a little rubber grommet that seals between the fuel gauge and my tank. So I called, this was mid-afternoon. My dealer closes at noon, so he was out. I called another dealer, and they're usually open till 5:30. Turns out they closed early because of COVID-19. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There is no way this is happening. Saturday afternoon, and I cannot mow because my dealer did not fix it right the first time. Oh, I was so mad. So I started thinking, and my chainsaw Echo dealer, Proline Rentals here in New Haven, I called him up, and he actually runs Skaggs. He runs Skaggs, Ferris, and Walker mowers. And I asked him, does the Skag have the same setup as the Simplicity does? He said it sure does. Well, guess what? He had my part. And I asked Melissa to go down, double check, because I wanted to do some more testing on it to make sure we did have the right parts and everything else before they closed. So she got back, and that was the issue, was he never cleaned out the tank when he swapped out the filters, and that royally pissed me off. So needless to say, I'm done with that dealer. And Jeff, if you watch this, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And actually, when Melissa and I bought this property, I actually demoed a couple of mowers from Jeff, and we just couldn't come together on the price. And I was telling Melissa the day I was working on my zero turn that I really wish I would have bit the bullet, spent the extra money, and bought that mower from him, because all my other dealers are letting me down. They're not fixing stuff correctly and whatnot. Not to mention on these newer Simplicities, I don't want to say they're cheaping out, but they're not making stuff the way they used to. For instance, the hydro pumps. The hydro pumps on a, oh, no, I'm sorry, they also, Proline here in New Haven also runs a Right Stander. And that's actually what I demoed, was a sit down 52 or 54 inch deck, I don't remember. So, and that was an awesome mower. I actually had my entire 3 acres mowed in 45 minutes. But anyways, going back to the main part, was the pumps between a commercial mower and a residential mower are just not that high of a quality. On my zero turn, if you pull or put I don't know, a roller or a dirt drag, anything like that behind it, you're gonna burn up the pumps. It's not meant for heavy use like that. Yes, you can do it every once in a while, but you cannot do it all the time. And it also goes back to maintenance. I service my mower, everything, the hydro fluids, everything, every other year. The motor and greasing it, I do that every year. Sorry. But I really just wish I would have spent the extra. I think it was like $1,000, $1,500, something like that, price difference. But we just could not come together on terms. But if I knew then what I know now, I would have spent the extra, just say $1,500, and actually gone with a quality mower that would have lasted the entire time that we actually have this property. But that's all hindsight. I still am, but just not as much on the newer stuff. But I am full bore simplicity. You guys have seen it in my other videos. I got 1966 Landlord 101, and I've told you guys the story on that tractor, and that thing's still running strong. It's one of my main workhorses. My dad, back in 1996, actually bought a Simplicity Sovereign with a 48-inch deck, 18 horse Kohler Command, and that thing's also a beast. But until we took off the deck for dirt work out here so my dad could operate it, sorry, something flew in my mouth. I actually left the deck on that because we're actually going to be setting up a pool this spring. And my dad actually built a wagon when I was a wee little kid, and later on turned it into a grass catcher. So we have a 42-inch snow blower and a rear blower for the grass catcher. And I was going to put the grass catcher on that for when we get the pool set up, so we're not blowing grass in the pool. But it doesn't matter what you guys got. Tractors, log splitters, chainsaws, and I've told you guys this in the past, dealer support is everything. Look at the time that you're going to have to actually use the equipment. Look at the time that you're going to have to maintenance it. And your biggest question is your dealer going to have parts on hand, or is your dealer going to have to order them all the time? So that's the biggest thing I've learned about dealer support. It's everything I've done in the last 3 to 4 years is all hindsight. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I know now, and I'm not going to make that same mistake all over again. So just learn your dealers around your area, talk to different people, see what they're all about, and go from there. So, and I just got done saying it on my previous video. You guys probably won't see it until maybe Tuesday, Monday, somewhere in there. We have gained a lot of new subscribers. We have finally broke 300.
Woohoo!
So
Woohoo!
she's all tickled pink about it. And MaxiPad has actually worn himself out over it. So everybody that has subscribed here lately, thank you very much. And just to give you a brief idea of what this channel is about, we're an outdoors channel. We do a lot more firewood than anything, and I have previously picked up a 8-cord order for one person that actually heats with it, and we've been working on that pretty hot and heavy here lately. So thank you guys for all your support. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And hope you guys just heard her say it again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So But I mean, tractors, mowing yards, yard installs. We're gonna have a lot of landscaping coming up. I told you guys in a couple of videos ago that we're gonna be doing some electrical work, burying power lines and whatnot. And our property ownership is it's different, but I won't go into the details of that. But because of the property ownership, that has changed a lot of things. So the electrical has gotten pushed off a little bit and whatnot. So I promise you guys those videos are coming up. We're going to have a lot of dirt work going on that. A lot of landscaping, as I just said. A lot more wood videos coming up. As soon as we get done with a few other things, we're actually going to be back out in the woods and start working on those trails again. So really looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot more tractor and box blade work and more chainsaws and stuff like that. We'll get the wife involved in some of that, operating the tractors and her chainsaw. And yes, I'll make sure the chain's sharpened before she uses it. So anyways, I think that's it for this video. But thank you guys for subscribing. If you would, click like, subscribe, and share them with your friends. And as I always say, be safe, be kind, help somebody out this week, and we'll see you at the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Man, you just gotta teach them everything. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.